Yeah. So today, is this Zoom? No, okay. Today got a lot of stuff in, but went crazy on Amazon this past week and Home Depot. Trying to complete this and form it up a little bit better. Been doing work on the API itself for the GrowBox root. It's really nice so far. Been learning a lot and really feel like I'm making some decent progress, and I'm actually finally in the right direction on this project. I've probably restarted it. This is the third time, or no, this is my third iteration of it. Really just trying to learn more and grow in this space, pun intended, to make an actual product that makes sense for people to use. So here, got quite a few stuff here. Got some brackets here that I'm going to be using to place these boards and keep them on here. Got this lined up to where I'm going to cut it. Got some clamps, which are much needed. So a lot of this stuff is kind of like one-time purchase. Got a new tape measure. Didn't really need one, but what would happen is I would take my tape measure out of the truck, then leave it in the house somewhere, then need it at a customer site. So I was like, man, screw it. Let me just make a convenience buy here. Got a insulated cable, crimper. So this one has multiple heads that come in the set, and I can change these heads out and actually terminate different types of blocks. So I can change these actual heads here and then terminate different types of things. This is pretty cool. This is a crimping tool that allows you to crimp the edges of wires, like so your stranded wires that you would have running in between your devices, and it has varying sizes. So this whole thing came as a set, and on the edges of these, or what you would do is you put the wire through the edge of these and then crimp them down, and it gives you a square surface. So a lot of terminal blocks and terminal blocks for video cameras and other devices, some of the things that I use, have square connectors or clamps. When you press the terminal block or screw it in, it's a flat surface. So flat surface to a round wire, the wire comes out frayed or doesn't make a good contact with it. So this is pretty cool. Instead of soldering, you could put something like this in. It makes the wire a little bit harder, and then of course it also gives you a better surface for it to make contact and keep it in and make it more secure. So this is pretty cool. I can't wait to try this out. Really, it's supposed to come yesterday, and I really wanted to try it out, but it came today. So, and I've been at a customer site all day, so yeah, I won't be able to test any of these things out really tonight. I gotta go to sleep. Some more clamps, so I can just keep things in place. And some grips here. Got 4 of these, fairly cheap. I needed a new level. It was my old level was just a plastic one. I had it for a couple of years, and then once it cracked in half, and recently it just broke into little pieces. So I got something a little bit sturdier because I'm going to be doing a lot more work, woodwork and things like that, especially on this project, and or on this phase of the project or portion of the project, as well as once I start actually getting into contained growth, which is a domain I just purchased in a company I'm going to go ahead and start up. So we got a couple companies, thegrowboxproject.com, thegrowboxproject.com. So that's going to be the free open source project that actually does all the sensor data collection, monitoring, and then I'll make some custom tools around that later on. Then we're going to have Black Seed Farms, and Black Seed Farms is actually going to be the grow operation that'll go into. This is just a prototype, of course, just so I can test things. But this will be the grow center in here, and this is for my experiment and actually developing the GrowBox project even further to make that a better product. And then contained growth. So that's ED, contained growth. So that'll be like 20-foot, 40-foot shipping containers, and pretty much retrofitting them and turning them into entire grow operations. So this is a prototype for contained growth, and it's where I'm going to house my grow center. And I'll tell you a little bit more about what I got in store for this. Got a skill saw, so I got this 24 teeth blade that came with it, but I also got, the reason I'm pointing this out is because I also got a 100 teeth blade so I can cut plexiglass. And what I'm going to do, since this is a prototype and this is kind of like a showpiece, about a foot in, right about where this is, goes down, I'm going to have all the control stuff. This water jug here, which will actually house the water pump and or house the not the coolant, but water and any other nutrients and stuff like that I put in there. And then this will be the water pump for it. So I got this little water pump, 65 bucks off of Amazon, and essentially I'm going to control this with the GrowBox STEM project, which will actually be the controller board in here. And then inside you'll have the GrowBox branch, which will start collecting all sensor data and everything like that in here. So there's going to be a lot of technology packed into this little box, along with a lot of code that I'm going to be doing. Well, there's not that much right now, but I've thought about a lot of stuff, so it's going to be a lot. But, excuse me. So I got a scale circular saw. I had this on my list for a while, so finally got that. That's pretty cool. And heavy. Oh god, that hurts. Terminal block. Right, terminal block. Yeah, 32 screw terminals. So with this terminal block, I actually got some round terminal ends that'll just go into this right here, connect a little bit better, and that's what that insulated crimper is gonna crimp down for me. But I got those in the truck because I got those earlier this week. Put the terminals in here, and put the devices in here. With this terminal block, darn it, I thought this has 5 spots on it. Ugh, it only has 4. That sucks. Anyways, I might be able to still work it. I could use the other side or something, I don't know. We'll see. What I want to do is hook up the ventilation fans all to this one terminal block. So I'll have about 4 ventilation fans in this box here. And I'm going to part this box up a little bit. So I'll have the control center here, and then going across the back, and about 6 inches right there, that's going to allow me to put ventilation fans on that side and 2 ventilation fans on this side. Also, I'm going to split this box in half horizontally, and then I'll have a germination area and then an actual grow area. I just bought a $100 or $95 T5, I believe, grow light, so that's just for my experiment. I don't know much about it, and we'll see what happens with it. It might not be the best light. I don't remember the brand. Might not be the best light, decent rating, but it'll get me started. Probably be more than what I'm expecting anyway. Got this laser level, so I'm going to be using this quite a bit, I'm sure. This is actually pretty cool. The batteries are not in there, but it gives me a cross laser, so which is really nice, and it projects pretty far too, so that's really good. Came in a nice little pouch, and it also has some attachments where I can, you know, if I have a metal stud in the wall, I can attach it there, and then that'll help. So this will definitely help when we start doing contained growth, and that'll be ways down the way, or ways down the road. Got your basic square edge here. So this will just help me make straighter edges and everything like that, so that'll be good. This thing is pretty cool. This is a clamp, an edge clamp. So you screw this out here. I don't know why, and I'm sorry about this, but it just feels like this is zoomed. I don't know. Anyways, I know I'm close, but so here I can put in my edge, clamp it down, and then tighten up, and then, you know, maintain a straight surface while I'm doing things, joining boards or anything like that. So that'll be good, especially for gluing and stuff as well. What else? The pump came with a hose, and this is a weighted block here, so you put your hose in it, and then it would suck up the water through the bottom, so you can get pretty much everything out of a jug. In this case, I'm gonna modify this a little bit, maybe even put a spigot adapter or something like that on the end of it, so I can hook up this hose. May or may not need one. We'll see. What else? Oh yeah, and then it's got some sawhorses. So These are clamp sawhorses, which is pretty cool. I got just a set of 2. I got this huge piece of plexiglass in the garage my brother blessed me with, 34 inches, 34 inches wide, and probably about close to 8 feet long, probably like 96, 100. My brother says 100 inches, so that was pretty cool. But what I'm going to do is put a piece of plexiglass right here, and that will be the door, and then that'll show off this portion here, that portion there. I might even put plexiglass at the ends here, so you can kind of just see everything, and that'll be nice, and put it on some hinges. My business partner gave me a great idea, and he said that I should put some hinges, one of those, not hinges, but some shocks. Some shocks on there, to where when I push, pull the door out, pull the door up and open, it stays open. So that'll be really cool. I think I'm definitely gonna do that. So I won't have to do something like put a stick up there or something like that to hold it up. All the boxes for everything. So be throwing those away here and then take my butt to bed. But yeah. So project's coming along, and I'll do a video, a little screen presentation of the API once I get a little bit farther along with it. Right now, it's actually doing some pretty cool things that I'm like, I'm really impressed with. Getting database information, getting the next database information. So with the API, you'll have the actual URL or the main address, and then /API/sensor/ I can do /device. So I can see all the sensor data for a device in the database, or I can do all the sensor data for a type of sensor. So for instance, if it's a rain sensor that detects, raindrops falling on it, or airflow, air pressure, water flow, even I even saw an article about testing particulates in air to test air quality, so I might even put that together. So there's a lot of different sensors that are out there for the Raspberry Pi that I can actually utilize to get a more exact and better grow operation and offer to people. So I'll be writing modules, or not modules really, but writing information, modules and code for different things like that. So that'll be really cool. But pretty much that's it for right now. As always, thank you guys.